Hello, guys. It's DJ Smith. I want to show you how to get started up with Fruity Loops for those who want to start producing music. Nowadays, I've never really seen artists use Fruity Loops the way I use it, which is typically the generic electronic music and stuff like that. Like, most people use Fruity Loops for electronic music, and that's like the majority. And then you have those who have the recording equipment to make beautiful pieces of R&B and all sorts of genres. So, on that note, I'm going to show you how to use it for the most part. And this can go over all the genres. Like, it doesn't have to be electronic music. So basically what you need to do is pull up any search browser, search ImageLine, search, and then it'll pull up this. Be warned, ads and shit will pop up. If you have Windows 8, it sucks, I know, but I mean, I'm getting used to it. I don't really care anymore. Go to the ImageLine website. I may get this wrong, so be patient. There we go. Oh, no, that's not what I need. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, it should be on the pull-up page. Fruity Loops 11. Download demo. Click that. I'm not going to actually download it. I'm just going to the page it's supposed to... Oh, shit. What's going on? Okay, if you ever get this, don't install anything. Just putting that out there. Your free upgrade is ready to install. It's called hacking and nasty malware and shit. So, for some reason, I have all these ads that are popping up. I have ad blocker on. It's not fucking working. So, you hit that. It's going to bring you to a page. It's going to have all this. You can just download it from ImageLine server. And then it'll pull up a setup menu and stuff. Just run that through. Remember to create your desktop icon. I have Fruity Loops 10, and I'll explain that. But, yeah, I got a cluttered desktop now. Ooh. I'll clean this up later. But, yeah. Remember to create your desktop icon. And it should pop up around here-ish on your desktop. And, don't do what I did. I added the actual contents folder onto my desktop for easy access and loading up VSTs and drum packs. But for you, I highly suggest not doing that. Now, I'm going to pull up Fruity Loops. Now, a good way to test sound is to just mess around. So, if you're not hearing a sound whenever you hit your keyboard, or you do this, you make it glow up, or here. What you do to just make a sound, for those of you that don't know about the MIDI interface that's, well, not interface, but the MIDI that's automatically programmed into your laptops or desktops keyboard. It starts at question mark, goes to greater than, then less than, and all the way down. And then the minor keys are S, D, G, H, J, L, colon. That's it. And you have Q, W, E, R, T, L, or Y, U, I, Bracket, left bracket, right bracket. And then you have higher minor keys in the 1 through 0 section of your keyboard. And basically what you want to do is hit the less than sign to see if you have any sound. Or if it, for some reason, the MIDI programming is not working, just make a simple little pattern thing. Like, to make that happen, you just left click these little tabs and hit the simple generic play button. And if you don't know what a play button is, that's a play button. And then, oh, I almost forgot. You're probably going to start here. So just in case, I'm going to go through this really fast. Sorry about that. You open up the little tabs. They're right here. And it brings up your pattern. And then you have your pattern right here. Now, the reason I already have a rhythm set up is because I recorded this previously and it didn't freaking work, which is annoying. But c'est la vie. So on that note, we're going to check our audio settings. Now, this should be your default. And you should be on a 6-point or linear sync. If you have the computer, turn it up. But because I don't have it on Audio, it's going to lag. It might clip a little bit. You're going to hear tick noises. Just, try to ignore that. Focus on what you're doing. If you have a bad computer, the only thing I can suggest really is kicking it up to the Audio driver. But that will prevent you from hearing any external sound outside of the program. So, just be careful. Remember that as soon as you turn that on, it will cancel out every other sound. I know because I tried recording with that on. It did not work. So, lesson learned. And channels. This is how you load up synths. At Her, you got default ones. I have a couple extra ones because I've had the program for a while and I wanted some new synths. This is a really good synth, by the way, T-Force Alpha Plus. It's free, I believe, and you can go download that. I don't have any download links, I'm sorry. I don't have time for that. Plus, I don't have an account for any of that shit, so there's that. Continuing on, you have all your sounds set and whatnot. Now I would show you how to make a basic drum beat, but if you just sit here and you'll figure it out. Oh, and another thing you need to know is how to open up your piano roll. So what you do is you right click piano roll, click it, opens up the piano roll, or if you have the instrument selected, you can just go up here to this little icon right here I'm highlighting. This is not really in depth because you don't need like deep, like firm shit to worry about. So, and to throw a pattern into your playlist, just simply open up your playlist, if it isn't open already. Take your pattern, which will be here. All your patterns and clip sources will be here. And you paint. You should automatically have paint selected up in this top left corner. And there's that. And it plays all the stuff that you programmed into the playlist. So say I have a space here. So yeah. See, it programs the entire thing, and then you put your entire song as a whole here, and you have to be very careful. This is known as mixing, okay? And sometimes people fuck that up and think, oh, you know what? If I just throw all these sounds together, the program by itself will master it for me. It will not do that. That's the whole point of this program, is so you can make the music yourself. So I'm going to show you how to make your own little sound out of a VST that already has a sound running through it by using effects. So I have a couple programs that I like to use, or a couple effects that I like to use. Camel Crusher is one of them. It's a really good distortion user face because it's so user friendly, and I like using Annihilate a lot because I tend to modulate the cutoff a lot, even though it's not selected. Let's see. We're going to add reverb to whatever. So I'm not going to tell you how to make music. Let me get that straightened out real fast because I feel there's a misconception. I'm simply trying to show you how to use the program. I will show you, however, how to make a basic beat if you're having trouble with that. So basic beats for dance, trap, dubstep, drum and bass even, stuff like that. So we're throwing a reverb on. Now it has a couple presets for you to use by hitting that little tab right here. Or you can click over and it automatically just loads up a default preset. Default sounds okay, but it could be better. So I'm going to turn up the room size a little bit. Turn down the reverb to 20. Turn this decay up to 2. I think the audio driver actually improves sound quality too, because this sounds pretty shit. Oh, by the way, I need to mention this more often. Holy shit. In your master, when you first load up Fruity Loops after download and clicking on the icon, it should pop up with a kick, clap, hi-hat, snare by default, and they're all really crappy. And then in your mixer on the master, there should be a limiter. Now, whenever you're first making a track, I highly suggest practicing not using the limiter, just because it'll teach you how to master properly. And if you keep your sound under -3 decibels, it's fairly good sounding and good for your headphones and stuff. But whenever you have like a ton of loud synths that you just can't turn down because it messes with the mix, I mean, at that point you should just turn the volume down. Never turn the volume on the master down ever. It's stupid. Nobody does it. I've never heard one of the pro DJs like Skrillex go, you know what? It's too loud. I'm turning down the master. It just brings down all the sound. So, but I have seen him put limiters on his masters. So, I mean, it's just a tip. Save your mastering or final mastering for the end bit of the track. That's it for the mixer, really. I just wanted to put a reverb on this little pattern. And, I mean, if you haven't figured it out the rest by common sense at this point, I'll just go over it one more time, because I don't want it to be too long of a video, but that at the same time I want to be really informative. So, if you understand the playlist and stuff, that's awesome. Pattern, I mean, okay. I'm going to show you another thing that I left out. If you turn this up to 8, that's 2 measures. So basically, like, you start out with a default 1 measure pattern for beats. You turn it up to 8. So basically, this is 4 beats. Turn it up to 8. 2 measures. Turn it up another. That's freaking 12, 16, so on. It names off the measures that you bring it up to. So yeah, that's what that does. And then whenever you're beat making and stuff, just be sure you have the right sounds, because just because it sounds really bad with that sound doesn't mean it's not the sound's fault. It's just your choice of sound. Yeah. Another suggestion when making stuff: layer. What I mean by layer is take a high frequency of a kick, like a zap or a tick, and then layer it with a mid of a kick, then a sub bass, and then you get like a really nice sound. So you can make all your own kicks and stuff. I haven't done that in a while, because I have some pretty nice kicks, and I don't feel the need to make anymore. But in the future, I'll make like a thing on Facebook for where you can like download some awesome kicks made by me. Save this, and now I want to show you what you can do with all the skills that you can learn and stuff. This is a track I'm working on still. It's not too complex yet. I still have to add a living shit ton of effects. So we're just going to have a listen. Now if you hear like what sounds like ripping or like popping noises, it's because it's using a lot of CPU. So I mean, I can't do anything about that right now. So have a listen. basically get the idea. It repeats and shit, and I'll be fixing that up and adding effects to it, and then shipping it out onto a video that I'll be posting in the future. But yeah, I just wanted to show you it, give you a basic idea of what it'll sound like. Now that tink tink noise in the drop is actually the same one used by Martin Garrix in his production of Animals. But I added my own little flair to it as much as possible. I tried to use Camel Crusher to distort it, didn't really work, so it sounds the same except it's for a different thing. And yeah, so that's basically don't look at that. There's no need to look at that. Yeah, that's that. So, in conclusion, I guess, for this video, all I have to say is be smart about what you're doing, right? Also, you may have noticed me doing that. That's where all your drums and shit are. I will elaborate on the drums later on. But, in conclusion, for those viewers still watching, Fruity Loops is an excellent program for making music. If you want to make rock, you can make rock with it, but you gotta remember, you're gonna have to take your own samples, or somehow get a VST that sounds exactly like the guitar you want in your piece. So it's like, you gotta be very smart about the choices you make, and you gotta remember to master, you gotta remember a lot of stuff to do, and you gotta remember not everything's original anymore. Nobody comes out with original stuff. You might hear a rhythm from a song that was from like the 90s, and you'll be like, hey, I know that rhythm. It's from a different song. This guy totally ripped it off. It's actually called music theory. They take the rhythm and they run it through and drill it into the ground, basically, and move the notes. It's basically like plagiarism. Taking someone else's work and then turning it into your own, but they're changing up little bits and pieces in there, which people say is not plagiarism, which it is, because you just said you copied and pasted and changed a little bit up. So, let's see what we are at with time. So yeah, this is, the rest of the video is going to be just me explaining some things and trying to also advertise some stuff, unfortunately, for those watching. If you're from my Instagram and you follow the link to here on YouTube, thank you. And if you're still watching, thank you again. Means a lot. For those of you that are artists like me, I tend to run a lot of projects and then I don't finish them for like months on end. There's like several projects I haven't finished yet. But yeah, my Instagram followers that are watching this video, thank you. And if you could spread the word, tell all your friends about it, about me and my music and stuff. If you remember my SoundCloud link and stuff, post that all over the place. That would be amazing. I have to go, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.